Kashmir Hill at Fusion wrote a piece about a couple in Atlanta that has gotten used to random knocks at the door from people claiming that they're tracking their lost or stolen phone to their house. I feel like we hear about this every once in a while, but this one's kind of crazy. More than a dozen times in the past year, basically, since last February. 2 times already this month. They've had police show up investigating them because of missing persons / phone. Basically they track the missing person's phone to this house, and they show up and pull them out of the house and do the full-on investigation. It's happening on all carriers, so it's not a carrier-specific thing. It's happening on all 4 major carriers. And I don't know if you could imagine, like they aren't going anywhere. This is the family home. The family owns the home. They're letting I think their son or their daughter and their partner live there. So I mean, unless they choose to move out and rent, because maybe they're not paying rent or whatever the case may be. But still, could you imagine if you chose a place and it happened to be the place that location data defaults to? That would just be miserable. What do you think, Russell?
It's a weird thing to think about, especially since anybody who has lost their phone and uses one of those location things, when you see that thing show up on the map, there's hope that you can go and get your phone or your tablet because it's powered on and it's in this location, and hopefully it's not being held by someone who swiped it from you. And to go there and to have these people just be exhausted by having to deal with this, I can only imagine that being so frustrating for everyone.
Right. I mean, if you thought and you had almost, you were going to vigilante justice, you were going to go find your phone, and you ended up there and they said, oh, this happens all the time. That's also a great excuse, if you were going to.
That's exactly what I would say.
Right. That's what I would say.
I'm looking for stolen phones.
Sure. It's a little, it's a little scary for them, they said, because people can be violent when we're very attached to our devices, and we think we have these tools to find them, and we trust tools more than people in cases like this. What do you mean it's not here? I get to check under your bed because it says it's here.
Yeah, pretty interesting. So GPS data. So basically, Kashmir talked to a bunch of different people to try and figure out how you would figure this out. No one knows, even the people who are used to who have history in kind of for forensics of this type, to kind of figure out and track the basis for this stuff. Basically, when geolocation of this type happens, it's first GPS data, then cell tower connections are checked, and then Wi-Fi fingerprints based on the Wi-Fi network maps that are available, like Sky Maps, and then the IP address. And so when you think about, I don't know, it's just so many things have to happen, yet they're all pointing to this house, and it almost seems like a default location more than anything, and no one really knows the answer. So I don't know. I guess at that point you just have to kind of give up and move out. Or you know what you can do? Print out this article and just post it to your front door.
Right.
And that way when people arrive, you can be like, well, see, don't take our word for it.
Yeah.
Check out this article.
Take a copy of this stack of things that I printed out.
Right.
Take a flyer. You came for your phone?
Our monthly newsletter.
They should people should just send them their phones. We should all, when we're done with a phone, we should send it to them so that they can just be like, here's your phone, and just hand them a random phone. Yeah. So they reset their router. That didn't work. Yeah. And the irony is, if they actually had these stolen phones, that would be one other key to solving the mystery. If you, the technology is in the phone to figure out why it says it's there and it's not there, but that's kind of, I don't know.
But they can never find the lost phones or the stolen phones to be able to pull those devices and go, why are you pointing to this address? So.
And Kashmir told them to file a complaint with the FCC. That was her suggestion, so that's what they said they were going to do. So.
All right. Well, I hope my home doesn't end up the default. I don't want that.
No.
I don't need people showing up for stolen phones.
I kind of want there to be an elaborate story of a crime lord who was wronged by the people who lived in this house when they were growing up. And so he takes phones and just spoofs the location address as soon as he steals them to this guy's house.
Let's write that novel together, Russell Hawley.
Yeah,
Let's
I think
do
we
it.
should.
Okay. You write the first chapter, then I'll